And we're live. What is this, Lady Ada?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to It's a Show and Tell Hangout. It's me, Lady Ada. With me is Mr. Lady Ada. We're here at the Adafruit factory. You can see my DeWalt angle grinder back here and other fine accoutrements I use to make electronics, which is what we do here. We design, manufacture, test, ship, document, take photos of electronics, all sorts of good stuff.
For a half an hour, we take a break and we see all the projects everyone around the world is showing and sharing.
Yeah,
this is right. The biggest show and tell in the world.
As far as I'm concerned, yes.
That's right. Okay, so first up, let's get this going. Tony Stark.
Hey, yeah. So little do people know, Tony Stark is also a member of Adafruit. So, I build arc reactors, but also build some electronics and document it. Anyways, so I've been working on a project for the Emerald City or the Seattle Comic-Con, which is this weekend. So I'll be there on Saturday. And obviously, I've got to show off my latest arc reactor. So I've been playing with getting some of the animation effects for it because, most people see the arc reactor. They didn't realize I built it actually with the colors on the outside are just for fun. And I never had time to program the animation. So I finally got around to it. I put some buttons on my arc reactor so I can change the colors. Like this is doing a heartbeat animation, which just uses exponential decay over time to tweak this. So I can go through all the different rainbow colors. And then I put in a few other animations. So I'm pressing some buttons on my arc reactor. This is just a pulsing animation. And then there's also a little chasing animation for this. So should be kind of cool. And it'll hopefully maybe show off some more interesting features of my arc reactor. And then you might also be able to see me because my final version of my arc reactor is going to run with CircuitPython. It's going to use our CircuitPython Circuit Playground board, which is the SAMD21 processor. So I'm going to have a backpack with some stuff, but I also made some little buttons here to show off CircuitPython. So that's Blinka, the CircuitPython snake up here. And that's, I don't think it has a name, but this is the MicroPython snake, the old MicroPython logo. And then, of course, this CircuitPython kind of logo. Of course, I have to show Stark Industries and then Adafruit Industries. So this is a nice collaboration between Stark Industries and Adafruit Industries.
Yay.
That's right.
Yep.
The future together.
Yep.
Yeah, some guy with a patch showed up a few years ago and said, I need you to save the world. So we're like, okay, fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with open source electronics. So.
All right. Okay. Next up. Then Pedro, what you got printing this week?
Yeah, hey, what's up, everybody? This week we thought we'd kind of update our NinjaFlex guide. So we've been doing lots of projects with NinjaFlex. And actually, this was kind of inspired from Chris Young because he had a problem with his printer bot. And he was like, hey, what's some suggested settings? So it's his fault. But hey, we've learned quite a bit of things with NinjaFlex, so I thought I'd just kind of do a big brain dump and update that guide because it hasn't been updated in quite a few years. So we also created a NinjaFlex playlist. I thought we had like 5 NinjaFlex projects. Turns out we have 26. So that's great. So I put that together and just kind of have a central hub. So that was this week's video. And I wanted to kind of finally do this project that I've been wanting to do with NinjaFlex. So I have this Apple Watch. And I've always wanted to 3D print a wristband, and NinjaFlex is like the best thing to do with wristbands. So instead of just having a regular fancy cool looking one, I have an iPhone 7 and it doesn't have that audio jack, right? So I figured I would put the little audio dongle on the wrist, so I always have it with me because whenever I go into my Jeep, I don't have the dongle. I always forget it. So this way I can always have. I also have some bits there, so it's kind of like a Leatherman. So I have these 2 little bits. So if I ever need to kind of take something apart, I can do so. So I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. Yeah, it's using regular NinjaFlex. And Pedro's wearing my other design too, which is like a kind of fun hexagons and sort of dual extruded, but you can just kind of print 2 different colors on top of each other. Another great use of NinjaFlex, right? You can dual extrude them.
Nice.
So that was pretty much it. Yeah, check it out if you are interested in 3D printing NinjaFlex. We got you covered.
Yeah, and we'll be playing the videos tonight on Ask an Engineer.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks.
All right. Next up, Scott.
Hello.
Yo.
Hey.
It's late night in Spain again, and I want to do a quick update. Released a new version of CircuitPython. It has experimental USB mouse and keyboard support, which I used on the keyboard I've shown before. And I also got some space back, which is really cool. So we should be able to add a few more features to even the most space constrained builds. And then a top secret that Lady Ada has shown is that an NRF52 is coming down the pike in the feather format. And I actually have the non-feather version, This is a dev board that Adafruit does not make, but Nordic sells. And I spent the day working, getting some existing code that some awesome people have already done to get MicroPython working on this, porting that into the CircuitPython world, and we'll continue doing that tomorrow.
All right, outstanding. We're going to show some CircuitPython, Circuit Playground things on Ask an Engineer, so folks can tune in to that as well.
Sweet. I will watch it when I wake up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott.
We have to do it live.
The what?
The show. We can't.
Yes.
We can't just wake up and watch it.
No, we have to.
Yeah.
We haven't quite yet made robots that look just like us.
Not yet.
Or have we?
Or have we? Okay.
You only do the 4 a.m. broadcast once a year anyway.
Yes. All right. Next up, Chris Young. Hey, Chris. How's it going?
Chris.
How you doing, guys? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I've been working on infrared stuff, and my infrared library, IRLib2, has only been working on 8-bit AVRs. So I decided I would jump into the sandy, into the deep end of the pool, and finally got Sandy 21 support, at least a preliminary version of my IRlib, and that seems to be working out pretty good. It's mostly a bunch of code that I picked up on the arduino.cc forums. There's a guy over there named Martin L. that is really knowledgeable about the inner workings of all the registers and things, and PWM and clocks and timers. Also made a new version of my little infrared board. Can you see my screen share?
Yeah.
This is a schematic of a little infrared board that has a couple of infrared LEDs, and a couple of infrared sensors, and it's an updated version of an earlier design. There's the board in EOCAD. Well, I sent it off to Park and got it back the other day. There's the front half. I really like, nowadays, Park will let you upload Eagle files directly. And they convert it into Gerber for you. And I really like that. I've never done that before. It was always a pain to try to figure out which files you needed to upload, and they all had weird extensions. And I don't do it enough that I can ever remember, so just shipping an EagleCAD file was really great. Here's the back side of the board, and here's an assembled version. It's got a wide angle and a narrow angle LED, and then the receiver on the right has the bandpass filter tuned to 38 kilohertz, and the one on the left has no bandpass filter, and you can use it to detect the frequency of the signal that you're receiving. So I've got both different kinds of receivers on there now. So anyway, I'm in talks with a well-known maker manufacturer on the possibility of selling an infrared board. You may have heard of them, somebody called Adafruit. And so we're talking to Lady Ada about the possibility of doing some of that one of these days. And then I'm going to try to get into CircuitPython.
All right.
Cool.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris. And thank you for inspiring not only us, but others to work on all this IR stuff. It's now going to be a key feature
Circuit Playground,
for Circuit Playground. So we're expecting a lot of
I'm really excited. It's going to be in the new Playground Express, because I think it'll be a lot of fun for kids to be able to use TV remotes to control CircuitPython and do different things with it. So that should be a lot of fun for the kids.
Very cool.
And thanks to Pedro for all of the NinjaFlex help. I'm sorry I made work for you to completely redo your NinjaFlex tutorials. It was really helpful. My stuff came out just fine. And by the way, I'll be sending you a message later on. Today's show, you were talking about how to pause in the middle to change filaments. And I had a tricky problem because my PrinterBot Plus does not support a pause command, but I figured out how to hack it so that it would. So I'll have something. Maybe I'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah,
All
come
right,
back. I want to hear about
something to
that. All right.
Sweet.
Next up,
Thanks, Chris.
Orlando.
Hey, welcome back.
I finally got to come back.
Yeah. How you doing?
All right, no, I'm good. Good. How about you?
Good.
Okay.
What you showing this week?
This week, so I've been involved in a program called Super Saturday Produce for gifted students. I'm teaching the 4th graders to the 8th graders. So because I am biomedical engineering, I'm going to do some biomedical engineering stuff. And so, but just to get started, we first built a little night light circuit. So you guys are familiar with those lights that when it gets darker, it automatically turns on.
Yeah.
Stub your toe and all those kinds of things. So this kind of went in with we learned about LEDs, then we learned about op amps, we learned about voltage and current. It's just basically using a pretty simple comparator circuit. It's using a light-dependent resistor. So basically, when it gets dark, the resistor value increases in this case because it's positive coefficient. And so it just, so 2 comparator inputs. One of them is a voltage divider that just sets it at half VDD. And the next one has the LDR at the R2 position. So the voltage at the non-inverting pin gets bigger than the voltage at the inverting pin. Yeah, the output is 5 volts, or goes high, and it turns on the LED. For them to do, and kind of get me back into show and tell. So this real quick demo. LDR is right here. It's pretty simple. I think it's the cadmium selenide one. What's the CDS?
Sulfide? Cadmium sulfide?
Sulfide, yeah. The ones that are kind of banning these days, but you can still buy them. So it gets dark, I'll just cover it, and the green light turns on. So it was really cool because the kids, sometimes, I don't know, I feel like sometimes when you get used to doing things, you're like, okay, that's so easy. You kind of forget, what it's like, when you first get something working. And boy, the kids loved it, man. I mean, they just kept covering their hands every single time. And when the parents came in, they wanted to turn off all the lights so the parents could see it. Yeah, so they really had a blast with it. So it was pretty fun.
Tell you actually at the Media Lab. So this reminds me of this because it's the thing you said about how the simplest things excite us. Yeah. We were like MIT grad students, like PhDs and like master's students of engineering. Like we were like the top of the top. Okay, everybody was obsessed with this circuit that one of the students had built. It was a light to sound frequency. It was basically a theremin, but it was with light, and like as you pointed it at a light, it would get like louder and louder, and like the pitch would change. Yeah. It was just like a 555 or something. Nobody could stop playing with it. All you do is like point at light and go woo, but like we were addicted.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool. I like teaching kids. It was really fun. So this week we're gonna do the muscle sensor, and we're gonna try to do a non-contact arm wrestling. So basically, flexing your muscle, measuring the electrical signals, and we're gonna see who can win the arm wrestling match.
Very cool.
I heard also like the eyeball nerve, the nerve that comes here, the optic, that's easy to also measure. Is that true?
Yes, it is. So there are several EXGs, EKG, which is electrocardiogram, electrical signals in the heart, EMG, myograms, the electrical signals in the muscles, EOG, electrooculogram, which you're just referring to. EGG is like electrogastrogram or something like that. So electrical signals for muscle contraction in your stomach. And EEG, I guess, electroencephalogram. That's the brain signals. Yeah. Okay. Very cool. And they're all basically the same. Oh, sorry, keep going.
Oh, no, I was going to say, of course, you get to ask on the show and tell sticker. If you do the biohacking ones, we have biohacking badges. Drop me an email. You have my email. I'll send you out some for the students so they can have some of those as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that'd be great. They'd love that.
All right. Outstanding, Orlando. Very cool. We learned all the EGs.
I know. I didn't know it's called an electrical ocular. I just remember hearing that it's one of the easiest like nerve muscle like clusters to measure. It's actually a little easier sometimes than like an EKG for beginners.
All right.
You can wink at your electronics.
Next up, William. Hello, William. Unmute your mic and show us your project.
Hi, this is actually my first time doing this, so I'm actually really nervous.
That's okay. We're all friends here.
Yeah. But looking at everything you guys had, these are nothing in comparison. But what I have here is my first project. It's actually it's a mess of wires, really. But that is, if you look at the front.
That looks like Lamore's desk.
That looks awesome. Oh wait, there's a code.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't work right now because it runs off 9-volt batteries. I don't have 9-volt batteries, but It is a prop airsoft bomb that I built for some friends, and they don't need it right now, so I just have it. It runs off, and if I can open it, an Arduino Uno inside, and it's really just a mess of wires. There's 3 LEDs on the side right there that blink according to like how much time is left on the timer. And there's this buzzer inside that's well, it just beeps really.
That's cool.
It's all self-coded. It was my first project in, I think it was C#. But that's really all there is to it.
That's cool.
Done it better, but,
this is a really good first project, and the fact that you can show and share it, and you're working with friends and you're using an Arduino already, this is really good. So of course, email us because you get as seen on the show and tell sticker. They can see that before. It's the airsoft, right? So they're going to get shot with a Nerf thing or something.
Yeah.
It'll be the last thing they see.
Yeah, unfortunately. But also what I have here, it doesn't work because I don't know what happened to the screen. But one of your guys' kits, it's a Pi Girl.
Yeah.
It's been sitting in my, like, just on my drawer for like probably a couple weeks now because the screen actually doesn't work at all. It's like I think I cracked the internals or something. But it was actually really fun to work on. So that was really fun to do.
What's cool is you can know how to repair it.
Yeah.
And you can always just connect it up to your HDMI monitor and use it as like a joystick if the screen doesn't work. So,
Yeah, that's what I was.
All right.
Recycle it.
We got out of here just in time. Thank you so much, William.
Hey, no problem.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Orlando. Thank you, Noam, Pedro. Thank you, Chris Young. We'll see everybody on Ask an Engineer in just a few minutes. We're here every single week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Show and share your projects.
William, don't forget to email support@Adafruit for your sticker.
Oh, yeah. You get a sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Orlando, I'll send you out some biohacking.
And you get
badges.
biohacking badges.
All right, we'll see everybody on Ask an Engineer in a few minutes. And thank you for making this our favorite half an hour every single week. Every week.
These are cool projects.
It's a show and tell.
Okay.
All right.
These robots are logging off.
Bye.
Be back in a few minutes.